A train hijacked with hundreds of innocent passengers, including army personnel, was surrounded by armed rebels, screams of terrified people and utter humiliation of the Pakistani military. Is this just a train hijack? Is this a national shame? And now the question is hanging over everyone. Is Pakistan really losing Baluchistan? Is the country on the path of a terrible division again? This is no longer a fantasy. Pakistan is very close to this reality because the Zafar Express hijack in Baluchistan, Pakistan, has created a stir around the world. The Baloch Liberation Army, BLA, who called themselves freedom fighters, attacked the train and took it over. Most of the 180 hijacked passengers were members of the Pakistani military. But this was not just a train hijack. It was a powerful message that Baluchistan will not remain silent anymore. They want freedom. They should declare war directly on the Pakistani military. For decades, the Baloch people, who make up 44% of Pakistan's area, have been subjected to oppression by the Pakistani military. A province whose minerals, wealth and natural resources are the main driving force of Pakistan's economy, but its residents are also deprived of civil rights. Although some human rights activists have raised the demand for Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and an independent Baluchistan, the Pakistani government has always brutally suppressed these movements. But the real question remains: will Pakistan still be able to hold on to Baluchistan, or will Baluchistan now become a separate country? Because history says that the more oppression increases, the stronger the resistance becomes. And when someone wants real change, he has to know, learn, and prepare himself. When the Zafar Express, which was leaving Quetta for Peshawar, reached the Sibi district, a terrible incident occurred. A bomb was detonated on the train tracks in a mountainous area near the Afghan and Iranian borders. As the train slowed down, 6 rebels attacked the train and killed 6 Pakistani soldiers. The Pakistani military was caught unprepared again by the Baloch rebels. However, after the Zafar Express hijack, the Pakistani army launched an operation to rescue them with helicopters from Quetta, but this clearly shows that Pakistan is gradually failing to suppress the Baluchistan rebellion. The BLA is clearly stating in their message that stop the Pakistani military operation and release the captive Baloch or the hostages will be killed. On the one hand, Pakistan is struggling with economic crisis and political instability, and on the other hand, this hijacking has deepened its internal weaknesses. But how did this situation get so bad? Why is Baluchistan fighting for independence with Pakistan itself, and why does Pakistan admit the truth even when it is facing its own destruction? Baluchistan was once an independent sovereign state, but Pakistan forcibly occupied it in 1948, and since then, repression, disappearances, extrajudicial killings and military operations have been continuously used to suppress the Baloch people. Despite being the largest and most natural resource-rich province of Pakistan, Baluchistan contributes only 4% to the economy of Pakistan. So who is actually benefiting from this wealth? The Baloch people are definitely not getting it, because if they were the ones benefiting from it, they would not be one of the poorest provinces of Pakistan. Moreover, Pakistan's military exploitation of the Baloch people was not enough. Pakistan has gone one step further and handed over their land to China through the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) project. This is the fear of the Baloch people. They are gradually becoming a minority in their own land because China is sending thousands of workers and new settlers to this region. Although Pakistan's powerful military has always been world famous for its unstoppable nature, the Zafar Express hijacking has repeatedly hit this power of the Pakistan military. The BLA is carrying out one successful attack after another. And so now the question arises, how can a country that cannot provide security to its own soldiers claim to rule an entire nation? Because this is not the first time that Pakistan's military has been attacked by Baloch rebels, which often happens there, although the terrifying geography of Baluchistan easily weakens the army of any country. Now Pakistan's biggest worry is that if Baluchistan somehow becomes independent, its impact will undoubtedly be devastating for Pakistan, because Pakistan will lose about 44% of its total territory. At the same time, it will lose a huge amount of mineral resources, energy resources, and an important gateway to the Arabian Sea. Not only that, but as a result, movements demanding independence may also start in regions like Sindh and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.